Eileo guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's account review, we have Zypheryx, who I want to thank for stopping by of my stream here on Twitch a couple days ago. Thank you for stopping by. It's nice having you hang out and actually learn more about you, because I don't know much about the people that subscribe and comment on the channel if you're not in the Discord or if you're not checking out the live stream over there on Twitch. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started. Alright, Zypheryx, so he, as far as I know, has been on break from the game, I want to say for roughly about 3 years is what you said on Discord, where you've basically stopped playing, and I think MSO has been out for probably about 3.5 years, don't quote me on that, but I already went through, I checked out your mon box, and from what I could see, it's perfectly fine. I don't really see much issues with your mons. There is one mon that I wanted to point out in particular, which I believe is your Dark Cupid, so let's pull him up real quick. I'm not sure if you did it on purpose, or like you just had him at the time and you just haven't touched him, but I just wanted to point it out, not to point fingers, but just you know, if you're going to use mons, and go through and make sure that their gems make sense, because the rest makes sense. But he has like a defense gem on him and a resist gem, which you're going for a life set, but why does he have a defense gem if he's an HP aggressor? And his shield is based off his HP. That's the only thing I was like, maybe we should bring that up. But addressing your concerns, now you brought up not only like a Golems B10 / Golems B11 team, but also you have an interest in Titans and PvP. Now I'm going to go and be honest with you, from what I could tell of your mon box, there isn't really much here to work with for Titans, like at all. So my suggestion to you is, I believe, don't quote me on it, but I do believe that Harley's coming back next. So once Harley comes back, save your nat 4s if you have them and you have them to spare, and aim to pick up at least 1, possibly 2 water Harleys just to get you started, especially with the Fire Titan. You can also farm out water Sand Wraiths. You could get 2 of those just to fill in slots right now for Water Titan. And you already have an Indra, which is nice. And who else was there? You have an Indra, and that's pretty much it. Water Cure, I believe, is also usable. I can't remember right off the top of my dome, but Water Cure and Indra is there. And other than that, you can also use Lat. You can build some Shellys up, and you can get a Titan team going with that. Just remember, like, debuffers on the left, and then your Sea Strikers on the right. And obviously, you won't have that many Sea Strikers, if any at all, but Harley would be a great addition. At least 2 of those if possible. 1 is better than none, especially at Evo 3. And then Sand Wraiths can fill in some slots right there. Of course, you need healers for that. And other than that, it's just getting lucky with pulls. But that's what I can address with the Fire Titan, which your count's only level 45. It's not a big deal if you don't have all the Titans mons in the world at all or anything like that. Same thing goes for wood here. You have Fire Xiao Jing. You also have a Fire Shinobi, which is great. And I believe there was one more. Oh yeah, Fire Yuki is usable, especially in Titans as well. So you have a debuffer. Xiao Jing can serve as kind of a debuffer-ish DPS, but he's normally on the left side. Your really main selling point right here is Fire Shinobi. You could also pick up a Fire Sand Wraith with Expose Down and Weakness as well. And Pixie is back at this time, but is Pixie worth it over Water Harley? In my opinion, no. Pixie will come back later once again, just like she always has, especially it's going to be a lot quicker now. But I think a Water Harley would benefit you more, because you have more of a team that can be built around a Fire Titan versus a Wood Titan. But I would just slowly work on this as well. Like I said, pick up a Fire Sand Wraith. You could go ahead and pick up like 2 Fire Mildews if you want, just to have some more healers in your squad. You could work on 2 Fire Cures as well, and of course getting lucky with Sea Strikers. Just a quick fact, just to let you know, Incubus, you can build Fire Incubus, but he's probably someone that you're going to end up replacing in the future. Also, if you're doing clan versus clan, that's a great way to pick up Poseidon to help to add to your Titans team, which once again is great. But other than that, it's just about getting healers and getting lucky and pulling more Sea Strikers, and you should be well on your way. And I also forgot that you can also get a Fire Wukong from the Hero Dungeon. So there you have another debuff on your team. So slowly it's coming together. You do have options of getting more Titans mons, but that's what I can think about for right now, at least addressing the wood titan. And so we have the wood and the fire down, and then let's go over here to the water titan. Now you have wood Enkidu and a wood Hana. I would definitely strive to work more towards your wood Hanas, at least get another one. They're always nice to have, but without any wood sea strikers, there's nothing really that comes to my mind immediately during this video about how to improve your comp right here. In the future, you can also work on evo-3ing your wood Yuki for exposed weakness. You can pick up maybe 2 wood mini cats as just healers, and they provide a shield as well. And in terms of attack up, I can't remember what I used for attack up, if I use attack up at all. I can't remember. Maybe I'll throw it in a video if I remember. But wood, I mean not wood, but water titan might definitely be your weakest at the moment, just due to you not having really anything to work with. And this again goes for light and dark titan as well. Once you get your other mods up, you can incorporate them into your light and dark titans. And it's nice that you do have a light Neza, which can be very, very helpful for the titans, especially light and dark. I do believe it's just light though that you really need blind on, but there's no one else really that I could see here that does a job as a sea striker does, or just a debuffer does with your light and dark mons. But that's what I have to address with for your titans teams, so hopefully you can make sense of that information and slowly work towards focusing on one titan at a time and building a team up. In your case, I would definitely focus on building either a wood team up first or a fire team up first for titans. I would focus on those 2 first, and hopefully in the future, especially something like Heroes Festival, is a great way for you to get more nat 5s and hopefully end up pulling a sea striker if you're lucky. But now addressing golems, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, I don't know if this is your like B10 team for real, but if it is, there's a lot more that you can do with this than what you're thinking here. This could have been your B11 team, but if this is your B10 team, yeah, you got a lot that you can work on with these guys. Like number 1, I would just drop like Nike. If you have light succubus, just drop like Nike. If you have light succubus, just drop freaking dark jack. There's no point in having those 2. I would prefer it if you had more sappers. That might be a big deal for you. So even picking up a mon like Water Miho would serve as a sapper for you for right now. So you could run 2 sappers. If not, just run 3 sappers. But really, what you really need is a wave clearer. Now we know that you don't have Draka, which I understand sucks. Draka is very, very useful. Fire Draka, that is. But let's see if we can find something else that can help fill in that spot. Oh, look, we have Dark Wildfang. Dark Wildfang isn't technically a wave clearer due to her kit, but if you build her right, especially with Light Succubus providing her with SP, you can use her as a wave clearer, which works, man. It 100% works, and you already have 1. I believe you actually have 2, which there's nothing wrong with that. You can put both of them to use if you want. I would prefer you just to take in another sapper though. Maybe you like wood Water Yuki, but I would prefer if one Wildfang is built very, very goodly. You have her trinkets really, really good. You have her enhanced as well, and then bring in maybe Water Miho and Water Yuki, and then keep Light Succubus in there for right now, and that should do you perfectly fine until the day comes where you can get a 3rd sapper, hopefully like a Fire Purse or a Water Artemis, and you can replace Succubus with your 3rd sapper. That way you have 1 wave clearer, pseudo wave clearer, and then you have 3 sappers. That's always a great composition to have. You also have Dark Mona if you don't want to use your Wildfang, or maybe you don't want to use a sapper, which I actually would recommend. So another team composition that you could do is Dark Mona, obviously fully booked up. Hopefully she has max crit. She better have max crit. Dark Wildfang, 2 sappers. You could run a comp just like that and you should be perfectly fine. So in terms of B10, get those mons evolved as fast as you can. Get them gemmed up properly. Make sure they're 60 and booked if possible. And that should be a solid B10 team. Now addressing the issue with B11. I think of B11 as B10, but on crack. You will need a wave clearer for here. You will need a wave clearer for here. It's nice that you have Light Succubus as well, so you could run more of a DPS comp. Personally, I run, my team is like a Fire Draka right now. I have 2 Wet Artemises, Artemis, whatever you want to call them, and I have 1 Wood Hohenheim. So I'm running basically 3 2.5-ish sappers because Wood Hohenheim has resistance down and sap, and Fire Draka as the wave clearer. But those mons need to be gemmed up very, very well. And for your composition, I would try in the future, I know Griffin's out right now, but I would try in the future for you to try and pick up a Fire Draka as a wave clearer for a lot of content, especially in PvE, where he just makes things a big joke. But I would pick him up and bring at minimum 2 sappers. But you could try a very, very similar comp here where you can bring in your Dark Wildfang, Dark Mona, because Dark Mona is an actual wave clearer due to her kit. Dark Wildfang is like pure DPS. She's not really a wave clearer because she doesn't have morale boost or hunter or elemental edge or something of that nature to benefit her. But with Stalker, she should be rocking max crit anyways, which I don't think is going to be a big deal if that's all that you have. But once again, following pretty much the same formula as B10, but you just need better gems and your mons need to be, you know, on point. This is a perfectly fine B11 team. Now if you want to go, this would be the Odin way, which is understandable because you don't have that many sappers, and I'm not saying my way is better. I think his time is actually a little bit better than mine because I'm running 3-ish sappers and 1 wave clearer versus 2 wave clearers and 2 sappers. But also keep in mind that I believe Dark Pip is coming around too. While Dark Pip has only 1 sap on its 5-star skill, that is a sapper that you can pick up if you don't want to invest in Water Miho, and it could be applied there in Golems B10 as well. But that's what I can address for you in terms of Golems right now. Obviously you have a B10 team that you can work with. I would just get those mons up to par, run B10 for a couple months depending on how much you play, gem up the mons that you have right now, make sure they're fully leveled, and then, you know, feel free to play around with some B11 comps. I hope to get a video out on that in the future. Maybe not in the near future, but in the future as I research it more. But it definitely seems like wave clearing and sappers are the way to go here. Light Succubus could work if you had maybe 3 sappers, but I would rather just have you have either 1 wave clearer or 2 wave clearers and 2 sappers, not just a tank that feeds SP to everyone and takes up a slot that you need. But yep, that's pretty much it for the golems. So by your request, let's go ahead and move on over here to PvP. Alright, interesting comp that you have going on here. You're running a full light team. I can't even remember Light July's skills, but I think she might heal. And then you also have your Light Thor, which I believe is a defender type that you're using actively in PvP. It's not a big deal, but his kit I feel like doesn't really fit offensively. Like it fits defensively, but I don't feel like it fits offensively, if that makes any sense. And Light Purse is perfectly fine. You can use her in offense or defense. It's not a real big deal. Same thing with Light Succubus. I would replace these two though because they're doing you no justice. So instead I would bring in maybe a mon like Fire Valk, who has the ability to CC, and she's going to synergize well with Light Purse. Even though Light Purse has shock, Fire Valk does have stun, which can very much be very helpful to your current situation here. And then you could also throw in either a Water Slime or a Water Xiao Jing. That way both Fire Valk and Purse can kind of build up their SP super duper quickly, especially with Light Succubus there, to hopefully spam stuns and spam shocks off to get a whole bunch of damage. That team right there would be very simple and easy to work with, and it wouldn't be bad to have, especially with Light Succubus's leader skill of providing more HP to the whole entire squad. Once again, that's just one suggestion. You could also do another one, which is like Light Succubus, Light Purse. You could bring in your Light Wildfang as well. If I can find her. Where's she at? Yep. So Light Succubus, Light Wildfang, Light Purse, and then you can also bring in Water Xiao Jing. That way you're running kind of an all light-ish comp, but with Water Xiao Jing, you're able to apply resistance down, which should hopefully help not only Succubus, but it should not only help Light Purse hopefully get her shocks to stick, but also I believe Light Wildfang has defense down and shock. You can hopefully get those two to stick as well. I think that would be perfectly fine and an acceptable thing as well, because Water Xiao Jing also comes in with the seal, so that's nice for you to have additional ways to prevent the enemy from attacking. But once again, that's just another suggestion. If you want to get super duper creative here, you could always run like a variant one of these Wildfangs as the leader, and lower someone's crit rate. And you can bring in Dark Wild Fang and maybe run 2 Dark Wild Fangs, a Light Wild Fang, and then a Light Purse. But do keep in mind that monsters love to have high resist because that's just how it is currently. So having Water Xiaoyujing or Water Slime, at least for now, isn't a bad idea just to get those shocks off to stick. But I mean, I've seen a Light and Dark duo of Wild Fang, and they've performed perfectly fine. It's just a matter of figuring out what you want and how well you want this team to perform. I'm by no means a PvP expert because I'm nothing more than a filthy casual, but my PvP prerogative right now is just running the super duper try hard lower resistance team and just spam CC moves like stun and shock until I win. That's pretty much what I do right now. But hey, I'm a filthy casual. To all my PvP boys, if you figured out something different from viewing his mon box, feel free to leave a comment below about his offensive team. But let's go ahead and move on to the defense team. Oh yeah, same deal with your defense team. I feel like it's a little lackluster. Like, Dark Jag isn't going to do anything for you. Neither is Dark Miho, in my opinion. You could keep Light Succubus there. Light Thor can stay for now. He's not like super duper amazing, but he can stay. Fire Valk is always nice to have. Either you can have her out like this, or you can have her hidden. Especially, I would say pretty much only during the special seasons should you have her hidden though. That way she can come right out of the gate and hopefully get some stuns off on the boys. But a comp like this isn't bad, but it's just that it's asking to be baited by Dark Mons. So what you could do instead is either hide Light Thor, or let's see if we can bring in another Mon that would help fit the squad here. You could bring in Dark Cupid. Dark Cupid would provide a shield that would allow Light Purse and then Fire Valk to get SP, especially from Purse herself, and then also Light Succubus. Dark Cupid can hopefully get enough SP to get his shield off. And then for the hidden, you could also run something like your Dark Wild Fang. Once again, if this was like special season, you could have Fire Valk over there, but your choices are pretty much endless here. I would prefer a hard-hitting Mon that can hit everyone, and you should be good to go there. You can even bring in Light Verde if you want. She's not super duper like amazing, but she does work. And what is her skills again? I cannot remember her skills. She has Adrenaline. So yeah, something like that could work. But once again, so many Light Mons kind of makes me weary because they may try and bring in Dark Nukers, which is always a bad idea. But if you can stop the Dark Nukers from doing their job, then you're good to go. But especially with defensive teams, you want them to be running max resist if possible. You want them to be tanky, super duper tanky. You want them to have skills that stun or shock the party so they can't attack your team. And basically, if they get stunned and shocked to death, the people that are attacking your team, they're going to end up dying because they can't move, and congratulations, you've won. But I'm sure there's other people that could point out better teams for you, but that's just a suggestion from me for right now. You could also look into picking up like a Fire Nike as well, and you can always keep Fire Valk hidden or Light Purse hidden, and then have Fire Valk out here, not Fire Valk, but Fire Nike, just to have another Mon with Fearless Taunt, which can be very, very annoying. But that's pretty much it for the PvP side of things. Once again, I'm no expert at this at all, but I just understand the basic compositions of what things go about with in PvP. Well, in terms of PvP, like basically try and be as scummy as you can, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, I think your account is pretty good, especially for your time off. I see that you're working through Tower of Chaos as well. The easiest way for you to get through Tower of Chaos is once again to obtain a Water Xiaoyujing or run in with a Water Slime. You could then bring in your Fire Valk as CC, which is very, very important. I would also try and bring in another CC'er so you could run your Light Purse. And then you could either run Light Succubus, or you could run maybe Dark Wild Fang as a nuker. I think a team set up like that, Water Xiaoyujing, Light Purse, Fire Valk, and Dark Wild Fang, especially if she's gemmed up pretty good on Ruin. I think that's a good setup for Tower of Chaos if you're having any issues with that, at least for the first 100 floors. For the other floors, you may need to switch teams around a little bit, but I think Water Xiaoyujing is a staple in there. And even if you have to play manually, you should be able to get through that. It's a bit rough, and hopefully I have something coming out for that in the future as well. But I think you should at least be able to hit floor 100 with a team like that. My other suggestion, of course, is to start stockpiling nat 5s and pulling through festivals, like I stated before. That way you can get some Titan Mons, and you can also get some nat 5 fodder for once Draka comes back. You can hopefully get an Evo 3 Draka, which would be very, very helpful. And you should be able to, once you get your Mons gemmed up properly, to at least attack Light and Dark Colossus if you haven't already. And you should be well on your way to Fire Colossus as well, because you'll have your Sand Wraiths there. You can hopefully have a Water Harley or two, and you already have Indra, which doesn't do too much damage, but at least you have some form of Sea Strikers right there to work with. And other than that, I think your account is going to be good as long as you put in the work to make it good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And as far as stuff that I've addressed, in my opinion, I definitely hope this answered a lot of questions for you. And once again, I would definitely focus on like getting your Dark Cupid up, getting both of your Dark Wild Fangs up if possible. I would get Dark Seether up, get Dark Victoria up, because you can use all of these Mons, which I totally forgot that you had a Dark Victoria, but you can use all of these Mons, not counting Dark Victoria, as nukers for Light and Dark Colossus, and you shouldn't have any problems doing that hopefully in the future. And once again, you shouldn't have any problems with Fire Colossus. I don't do Water Colossus because it just takes forever. And once you get some more Sea Strikers, you should be perfectly fine with Fire Colossus. So you'll have 4 of them down, easy peasy, as long as you put in the work. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, boys. If you guys want an account review done, you have to DM me on Discord or join the Discord, just like Zypheryx here did. Once again, I thank you, Zypheryx, for stopping by and allowing me to take a look into your account. I wish you the best. If you have any more questions, you know where to hit me up at. And until next time, boys, peace out.